Coach, thank you much. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the City of Angels, Los Angeles, California. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Green Bay Packers and the Los Angeles Rams. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
We go to the 180. Watch the curl.
Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Hey, kill.
From the 27, Goff. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
You see me?
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
So Goff, he'll try to refocus after the sack. The Rams now set up with a tough one, a 3rd and long.
Check back 33. Value 3. Check 33.
From the gun, here's Goff. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Good open field tackling there. A 50-yard punt followed by just a 1-yard return. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. Rodgers will bring the Pack up with a 1st and 10. Just shy of the 30. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. He'll have a 1st down past the 40. And finally, down at the 41-yard line. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the 1st. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Now a pass hauled in downfield, and he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
1st down, Green Bay. 319. It's 59. Mike to 59. Hey, tight down. 319.
A shotgun give to Fournette. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on 1st down.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. They'll try the right side here with Fournette. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Well, let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a 1st quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
Throwing on second and long. Rodgers. There goes a deep ball. End zone. And oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping.
On third and long, it's Rodgers. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by DJ Reed. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
This interception will go on the record of the quarterback. But as a receiver, you've got to understand where you are in the field. Middle portion, you know it's going to come in hot. Square your body to the quarterback and be ready to make the catch.
Here's Gurley. And oh, he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And he takes it down deep into Green Bay territory. A big run there by Gurley. And even 60 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. First carry now for the Memphis man, Darrell Henderson. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. Darrell Henderson, his second touchdown on the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Offensive coordinator, remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. To throw is Rodgers. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. That catch good for 5. It's third down. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on third down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, third down conversions. So they got one there. Michael Brockers in on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Trying to lay one up deep. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe you want to look at some... A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out first and 10. The throw on the quick slant going to be complete. Brandon Cooks, 30, 10, touchdown LA. Brandon Cooks. 88 yards. And the Rams strike quickly here for 6 points.
Partner, you know what the real key is to stopping a good passing attack?
You tell me.
Being able to tackle as soon as a guy catches a football.
Didn't work out there.
No, because when you give up the big run after catch, the rack yardage, that puts your defense in a big-time stressful position.
A lot of rack yardage and a touchdown there on the big play. This fielded at the 2. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25.
And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by DJ Reed. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half, and you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest, we're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here, but he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a first down.
First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
On first down, it's Gurley. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard. Let's get it. Packers 4-yard line.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14. Packers nothing.
The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Goff going to hand it to Gurley. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
White 20. Come on, D. Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he takes it across for a Rams touchdown. Todd Gurley, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Rams tack on to their advantage.
Could not block that one any better. Everyone was accounted for, and a great surge by the offensive line.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. The Packers on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Hey, 25 the mic. We're going 20. Cat 300. Cat 300. Hey, Charlie. 25 the mic.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Looking left side, he's got it. Complete. A pickup of 5 that time and a first down.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
54 mic. Rip left. Rip left. Jack.
On second and very short, Rodgers. Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
First down, Packers.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Ringo. Box it. Mike 51.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Looking deep for Adams. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. 2nd down.
Coverage was very good that time. A nice job to smother him as the ball arrived, and that ensured an incomplete pass.
And it keeps 6 points off the board. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here. Here we go.
Rodgers to throw again. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions. 3rd down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
80 weapon. Back north.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. So not the strongest of kicks we've seen him make, but he gets a favorable bounce, and it's 3 points all the same.
Yeah, that was one of those where he needed the 6-iron, but he pulled out the 9-iron. That one was run out of gas quickly, but he does manage to pop it over the bar.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And that last touchdown drive they had very balanced. How key is that balance?
It's huge because most of the time when we talk about balance is run, pass, almost 50-50. But most of the times when you talk to offensive coaches, they say balance is we do what we want when we want to. And that means that they're ahead of the defense, keeping them on their heels.
Yeah, they imposed their will on that last drive. 2nd and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
Following the penalty, it's Gurley. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
And a nice job defensively to keep him out of the end zone. He's trying to get his second touchdown already in the first half.
They had that one earlier, was bidding for a second. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's second and goal.
Stand up in.
Here's Goff. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
That good for 22 and a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another first and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it second and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From just shy of midfield, Rodgers. He gets this to Davante Adams. Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Rodgers now on first down. Buying time to his left. Now look out. Rodgers lost the football. And now the Rams have got it. Going the other way. He's at the 40. The 20. 10. And he will score. Touchdown, LA. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. Zerline good with a PAT. And the route is on here in this first half. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them. The coaches from all the way up here, they were adamant, you've got to hold on to the football or else we have no hope.
Yeah, it's easy for me to laugh sitting up here, but you're exactly right. If we were down there, that message would have been received a whole different way. Because turnovers, they've been a big problem for them. Got to take care of the football. Got to hold on to it.
An incomplete pass leads to second and 10 from the 25. Now it's Rodgers. Quick hitter here. It's complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup. So a good run by Fournette. Now another first and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. They're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's second and 21. To throw, it's Rodgers. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Aaron Donald in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Throwing is Rodgers. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the...
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Packers pick it up. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line.
And that's what friends are for.
Right? As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Now a play fake here on first down. Making the catch is Sternberger. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. That one goes for 30 yards.
Check pass.
They'll try and run forward with Fournette. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Leonard Fournette in the final seconds of the first half. And the Packers get a score closer. Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is down to 28-10. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. Now a hit and a loose football. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make some...
Accelerating, and off he goes. And great yardage here all the way deep into Los Angeles territory. A big run by the big man Fournette. 59 yards for him on the ground. Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. This is Fournette. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Quick throw caught out wide by Valdez-Scantling. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line.
Blue 58. Mike 50. Back north.
After the penalty, it's Fournette. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming.
Check. Watch 54. I got you, boy. Look again.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. Aaron Donald racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. And his kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So his third field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s, and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear. They want to close this gap.
The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Will they make up for it? Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run. It's Gurley. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
Let's face it, you always want a team full of guys who can get you first downs and big plays of all styles, but you've got to have a big man you can just turn and hand it to, and he can be dependable in picking up first downs.
Goff, a quick throw, complete to Cooks. Touchdown, LA! Brandon Cooks with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super toe.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Leonard Fournette, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
88.
To throw is Rodgers. From the gun, he'll throw. He's got the tight end, Sternberger. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position, everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner, and with good timing, you get a completion as we just saw there.
Fournette, a first down carry. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 42. Now Rodgers.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10.
Hey, seam 6.
Rodgers now on first down. Steps away to his... And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
To try again after the sack. Rodgers. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. His pass caught at the 4. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. Second down and goal. Rodgers under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. Credit that sack to Dante Fowler Jr.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coach, I'd always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Here's Fournette. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for. And
Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. He's at the 30, 20, 10, touchdown LA. Todd Gurley, his 2nd touchdown of the night, and the Rams tack on to their advantage. He's turning in a heck of a game. He's creeping up towards 200 yards, a pair of touchdowns now to go along with it.
There's so many things we can talk about in his game because we're seeing it all from him, but I love his vision. He's seeing the holes develop. He's seeing holes develop before they actually open. He's making sure he's getting to the right places, very decisive in his cuts, but his vision has been the key to all these big runs in this game.
And on that last long run, we got a pretty good look at his speed as well. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because
and he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Aaron Donald. He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
Yeah, boys. Yeah, that's how we do, D.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11.
Let's go. Mike 51. Let's go.
Rodgers going to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Jonathan Abram picks it. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Boy, the run on first down, a disaster as he's tackled well behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Check. Lucky. What's up? 25. Check 25. Topper. 3. Check 3.
Again, they run with Gurley. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
That's what I do.
Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window? And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Michael Brockers breaking through to get him to the ground. It's a loss of 7. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Throwing now is Rodgers. It's caught here by Adams. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted 5 times in their many chances thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Here's Rodgers to throw. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down. On first down, Rodgers. They'll let this go for the end zone. Got a man open, it's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Devontae Adams with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. So now Rodgers will lead the Packers up to go for 2. Rodgers to throw once more. He's got it. So they convert the two. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a two-score game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well, and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Yet another carry here tonight for Gurley. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with one more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. On third down, they'll run it with Gurley. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. Goff turns and gives to Gurley. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. On the counter, Gurley. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. The Rams go victory formation as they take the knee.
A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 47-yard line.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Goff with a kneel down here, and that should put a conclusion to this one. And a sight that's becoming familiar in this season. They remain undefeated, another win under their belt.
And they did it the way that they really want to. Taking a knee at the end of the game. That means you have the ball, you're in control, you dictate the final part of this ball game, and they did exactly that.
And the clock rolls down to 0. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.